chilly. Oh my god. Burr. I said burr. It's cold in here. I said there must be some toros in the atmosphere. I said a burr. It's cold in here. Oh wee, oh wee, oh. Gonna talk about the ACOTAR. How to know you're old. Because you know what movie that's from? Mm-hmm. Binky, are we recording? He's like, we're always recording.
Always be recording.
ABR. Always be recording. Before we get started, Keekers.
No, sorry.
I have something for you.
Mm-mm. I'm not interested.
What is that? What's happening?
What is it? Tamlin's tears. Is this a sticker?
Yes.
Oh my god.
It's a sticker.
It looks
like a bubble tea, like Starbucks sticker cup.
And on it says Tamlin's tears. Oh my god.
In the bottom.
I've never seen anything better in my life.
Isn't that great?
I'm putting it on my phone right now.
You know I like to set a mood. Oh, speaking of setting a mood.
Fuck Tamlin.
I have more things.
Oh god, you have more things. Hold on. I'm not... She's trying to light a candle. Smells like Tamlin acting like a little bitch. Wait. Mixed with a hint
of the spring court and complete ignorance.
If you can't tell, we're not Tamlin fans. Never have been.
Smells like Tamlin acting like a little bitch. When I saw that, I was like, oh my god.
Never have been.
I was like, that's the best thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Look at that. Look how great that looks.
This is the longest agenda I've ever seen in my entire life.
We just needed
we had to have outline notes so we don't forget stuff, because as we've learned, Jessie remembers nothing. It's a problem.
Yeah, I just had to set the mood for today.
It does smell like him being a little bitch.
It does, right?
Yeah.
If you weren't sure what being a little bitch smells like, surprisingly lavender.
Oh, it does, yeah.
This is Jessie.
This is Kiki.
And this is Two Girls, One Haircut.
Oh my god.
Where today we're going to be talking about ACOTAR.
Book 2.
Book 2.
Book 2.
A
Court of Mist and Fury. We're still doing it. I'm still reading them.
Still reading them. Still doing the podcast. Still doing all the things.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I have some this or that's to bring to you guys, but didn't something pretty amazing happen to your TikTok this past week?
Yes, it? Binky. We were going to save that for after the this or that.
Well, I'm reading the agenda.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
You fucked up, Jessica.
I mean, did I fuck up or did I just,
fuck up? Okay, so we're promoting...
It's funny because while we think Tamlin's a little bitch, Tamlin actually reached out to us.
Tamlin did reach out to us. So, I'm...
for real.
So
not for play.
Coincidentally, the ACOTAR 1 episode was the last one we just launched, even though we record them way ahead. So we were reading leading up to recording book 2, and so I'm promoting the book 1 that discussion,
which I thought was funny. What does it Josh say? The universe will speak to you in synchronicities if you listen. Yep.
And so I'm like, oh, okay. And I posted one that talks about us thinking, Tamlin's the worst. We said, he was the worst because under the mountain, he doesn't do anything and all this stuff. I'm like, okay, we both agree Tamlin sucks hard. And so I get this message sent to me. It says, hi there, voice of Tamlin here. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I said, what? And it's like, love your opinions, but I have a genuine question for you. What could Tamlin have done when under Amarantha's watch? From my understanding, if he showed any emotion or took direct action, hence sending Lucian as his proxy, Feyre would have been punished by Amarantha. And I'm like, first of all, who is this guy?
I love that he's like, voice from my understanding, in reading the books professionally,
as I read them out loud multiple times
and got paid for it, bitch.
Yeah, so I look at this guy, Henry Kramer. He literally does the voice of Tamlin in not like I was listening to the 10-year
10th
anniversary, which is her friend reading it. I would have much preferred that version where there's like a guy doing a guy voice and a girl doing the girl voice, and I prefer that.
And you pulled up a clip of his like recordings, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
You're like, "That's amazing."
He has the best voice.
Yeah, no. So I was kind of in shock, and I'm like, does he just like, search Tamlin stuff all the time, like Google alert, so he can find out?
If
what
I
people
had
are
done
saying?
something like that, I would. I just like every day I'd be like,
yeah. So
let's see who's talking about me today.
So then I was like, oh, I have to interact and be nice and be like, well, this is why Tamlin sucks hard. No offense, Tamlin, but you suck. So yeah, that was
we're like, we love you. You do a great voice reading. We hate the character.
I'm like, you're dope. The character you play, not so much. I'm drinking his tears right now. Like, you know what I mean?
I will say that was one of the coolest things.
Yeah, I
that
sent you a
happened with the pod.
screenshot because you don't get on our TikTok.
Yeah.
And I sent it to you, and I was like,
and I stopped everything and called immediately.
you're like, what is happening? I'm like, I know, it's crazy.
And I was like, you have to write him back. See if he'll come on the pod. Does he want to do the voice on the pod? Will he talk to us?
Oh my God, you were thirsty.
I
You
was
were really
very
thirsty. And I
thirsty.
was like, who do you think should play Tamlin? Because that's all I really wanted to know.
All right, we have some this or that, and again,
Okay.
I don't recognize these names, a lot of these names, so if I mispronounce them, you can just
Fire
quietly correct me.
Quietly.
All right, this or that, the ability to fly or ability to winnow.
Oh, you got it right. You got it right.
I
want. What is yours?
I don't know.
I
was
think
like,
yours is fly because you've been like obsessed with the wing stuff ever since we started reading.
yeah, I will say.
Didn't you have a dream?
Yes, yes. I mean, I had one last night.
Again?
Yes, and I think it's because I went back and read a specific chapter, which I will talk about in a minute.
Oh.
But yeah, I think it. So I love the idea of winnowing. It's like the idea of teleporting, right? Like you disappear from one place and you show up at the other.
Yeah.
But there is something like very romantic about flying, just taking in the views and cruising altitude.
I think if I only have one option, I'm going to go with winnow.
Why?
Well, just because like as much as it's like, yeah, I want to be able to fly and like soar high and look down and do stuff, just like practicality, if I can only do one of them and make it quick instead of like,
You want to be there.
because in the book he's like, oh, if we fly, it's going to take
hours.
and I'm like, yeah, I don't want that. So I just want to be like, boom, boom, in and out. Go.
Yeah.
So I'm going to pick winnow.
That is the benefit of it.
Yeah.
I like the idea of being able to fly, but I don't want wings all the time. I don't want wings like popping out.
I was going to talk about that because Rhysand. Oh my God.
I know. Can you just call him Rhys?
Rhys. Okay, guys, I'm sorry, but I've been
Reese's
pronouncing it wrong
Pieces.
forever. Reese's Pieces. He's the best, and he can make his wings disappear because he's only half Illyrian, right? So
Yeah.
I looked it up because I was like, right? He can
Yeah.
make it disappear, right? I'm not crazy. I've
Yeah.
been reading this.
Yeah.
But the guys have them all the time. So like, if I could be like Feyre and like make the wings appear,
Yes. Like
then
when you
I would be
wanted
more
them to.
into it. But if I have to have them all the
24/7?
time, I'm like, ew, no.
Then it's winnowing.
Like, it's fine if like my book boyfriend has them, but
Yeah.
I don't want them
Yeah.
personally.
True story. I agree with that.
Yeah, I don't want it.
And we should point out that these, this, or that's all have to do with this ACOTAR thing. That
They
you're
are
talking about.
ACOTAR
Right.
themed, so if you don't know anything about ACOTAR, you're going to be really annoyed.
Number
But
2,
you might learn something.
Yeah.
shape-shifting powers or mind-reading powers.
Mind reading.
Me too. Like,
Although I
hands
feel like for
down.
my mental health, it's worse because I'm just gonna be like, oh my God, they thought that. I'll be upset.
And I'm like, I want to have mind reading powers, but not tell you I have mind reading powers.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And then,
so
like,
I can
have
like,
you
have a
say
conversation
stuff?
with
Yeah.
you, and then in your mind you're thinking different things, and I can be like, I knew it.
Yep. Like, you bitch. I also want to be able to like insert things in other people's
Oh,
minds.
well, just mind control powers. Like,
yeah, like where I
he-
plant an idea.
Uh-huh.
Isn't that's cool,
You
right?
couldn't do that though, because you have no self control, and you would be like,
I have no subtlety. I would just be like, you need to think this.
yeah, but you also like, I think Rhys's character, he's like, I would do this if I had to convince everybody, but I'm like, Jessie would just be like, I'm going to do it and I don't care. Everybody's just going to listen to me and do what I want because I have this power and they can suck it. And it's like, no, you have to be able to hold it back a little. So I don't want you to ever have mind control powers.
Number 3, raw power you cannot control or subtle magic that no one sees coming.
I mean, I think I already know that I'm like raw power that I can't control. I want to be a hurricane wrapped in a tornado, wrapped in an earthquake, coming at you hard.
I think subtle magic for me, probably just because I want to be on the periphery. Have nobody know I'm coming and they'll be like, boom, boom.
And then you're like, in, out.
Yeah.
Magic
but I do love
did
the idea of being like so
magic.
powerful that you have to have a siphon.
Yeah.
Like something to help you control it.
I didn't even think about it from that perspective.
Yeah. That's what some of the characters have that. Like Azriel and Cassian have that. Because they have these bracelets that they wear, right?
I know.
And it's like jewelry. I'm like, yeah, it is. I mean, they do other things, but that's how they control their like insane power.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty dope.
Number 4.
I want Jory to control my power.
I think
Enemies to lovers or friends to lovers.
Enemies to lovers.
Enemies to lovers every time.
I want to hate you and then I want to love you.
I want it to be like, oh, you're the worst. Oh, let's sleep together.
You're so annoying.
Yeah. In tropes, I always like, if I'm going to read it, I prefer that.
Yeah.
Because then it's so much more rewarding.
I mean, I feel like friends to lovers is more reality.
Every day.
And I don't want to like live in reality.
You're like, ew.
I'm like, I already did that, okay?
You're like, gross. Yeah. No, I'm 100% enemies to lovers.
Number 5, fated mates or choosing your partner.
Fated mates.
Me too.
100%. I am like, I'm like Gary and I are fated. It's just I just like decide.
That's what I was thinking about Pinky and I.
I'm like, we're fated and is this what it is? And I don't need to choose. I want it to be fated. I want it to be like, it's decided. The entire universe came together to put this together. So you are fated. And I'm like, yeah, bitch. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Screw having a choice.
Your
choice is for suckers.
Number 6, slow burn tension or instant obsession.
Something I realized in reading the second book is that I'm really in for the slow burn.
And you'd think you wouldn't be because you're so impatient.
Exactly.
But you like all the buildup. You like all the moments.
And I thought about this.
And when you don't have the slow burn, you don't get all the moments.
Yes. And I actually thought about it last night because I was, putting together this rundown and I was thinking about all the build-up moments in this book. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I actually think I like it better.
How about
than chapter 55?
Yeah, I want both. I want the slow burn, but you're instantly obsessed, but it takes a long time
to get to where you're going.
To get to the part.
But the show Vladimir that we watched, that was the same thing. It was such a slow burn.
And it wasn't until the last 20 minutes of the last episode.
But it was incredible because of all the build up.
I'm always like a slow burn, but I like it though when there's like an instant chemistry between the characters that almost is like obsessive, but then it doesn't really come all the way manifest physically that you see something. Yeah, that's how I like it.
Totally agree.
Number 7, save your court or save your mate.
Save your mate.
Save your mate.
Fuck the court.
And I think that's what pissed me off the most about this book, which we'll get into later. But I was just like,
I know what pissed you off, and I have a different perspective, and then I'm going to change your mind.
Okay, you better, because I was like hardcore, like I'm not fucking reading any more of these.
No, because I want to talk about it right this second.
I know, I do too. But I'm like, yes, save your mate, because
save your
mate.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I'm gonna be fated to this bitch, then
you're going to think about this entire conversation. She did it to save her mate.
How?
Yeah.
Oh God, you're right. Now I don't want to wait.
Everyone's like, "What are you talking about?"
Number 8, Weaver's Cottage or the Bone Collector.
Oh, you did so good, Binky.
I would go with the Bone Collector. Wait, well, yeah, because the Weaver's Cottage kind of like, ew, gross.
Yeah, I think like, and when I was thinking when we were doing these, I was like, which scenario would you rather be in?
I would rather be in
Weaver's
the
Cottage,
two things are like, which we'll talk about in the book, but the Bone Collector, she has to go inside this like mountain jail prison and meet this insanely powerful person called the Bone Collector. And so it's more
and they
of
bring
like
him a bone, right?
Yeah, he literally collects bones and then
the
he carves
bone from the first one, the worm and stuff,
and so,
right?
Like, but that character, I just popped my knuckle. Sorry if you can hear that. The character, like, it's more of a mental strain intensity, right? And stress. Because she also has to go into the mountain and she's stressed about it. But the Weaver is like, she has to go in, and the Weaver, think of a gross blind witch who's disgusting and is going to like jump scare get you.
And you're like creeping around.
Imagine it like her crawling on all fours. I don't know if she does that in it, but like in my mind, it's like that's where the
she's
hair is
doing.
like coming down in front of their face and you're like, ugh, gross. And so like I would rather deal with the psychological one than like her creepy grossness, and she's like singing to herself and stuff. No,
I agree. I felt like, well, and the thing I liked about the Bone Collector too is that everybody sees them differently, which I thought was really interesting.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
But yeah, Bone Collector.
Number 9, Rhysand.
Yeah.
All right. Or Tamlin.
I'm so proud of you, babe.
I still can't say it. Binky, I still can't say Rhysand.
She really can't.
I'm like, first I thought it was Rhysand. Yeah, God help me.
I am Team Rhys all the way.
Obviously, Rhys.
Obviously,
Screw
because
Tamlin.
based off of our swag that we have today, Tamlin's tears and Tamlin acting like a little
bitch. This is the
bitch.
best thing I've ever had in my life. I love this. I'm obsessed.
Team Rhys all the way.
Oh my God, 100%. And then I like went back
And if you're Team Tamlin, you can just stop listening.
just
right
stop
now.
listening because you're not going to like anything we have to say. No, listen and then make a comment.
And then
like, subscribe, go back to the beginning, listen to everything up until now, re-listen to this episode, and then leave us a comment and a 5-star review.
Yep.
Yep.
Perfect.
That's great. Yeah.
And then after that, just keep listening.
Yeah, just keep listening.
All right, number 10, our final this or that. Is it Feyre?
Feyre.
Or Nesta?
I have a different perspective because I have read all of them up until now.
Well, that is true. Yeah.
Nesta.
Oh, well, I'm Team Nesta.
Yeah.
I don't even know the rest, and I'm Team Nesta because Feyre just pisses me off to like.
Well,
know
I
it.
love Feyre. Like I love Feyre and
don't.
Rhys together. I'm
love
like,
them. Bitch, you drive me
but
crazy.
But basically, I've told you, book 5 is Nesta's book. It's all Nesta, and I am obsessed.
I feel like
with that book,
just experiencing Nesta in these 2 books, that I am Nesta. Just
I think
a little
you
bit.
think you're Nesta and you're not.
Just a little bit angry, a little bit pissed off at the world.
Yeah, but she's so much more hardcore than you, and you always think that you're like, I'm just like this character. And I'm like, you're nothing like that character. You're nothing like that.
Binky, I'm tough, right?
Yes, dear.
Damn it. As she says
When he
in
says
a
yes-
childy voice.
When he
I'm
says
tough, right?
When he says yes, dear, it means I'm wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. No. I mean, I like both characters, but yeah, book 1. Yeah.
So in reading, this is your second reading of this.
Oh well, I have to tell you this.
Okay.
Are you ready?
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I like I said in the first one, I read all of this.
Okay.
I had to go back because I couldn't remember anything. Remembered a lot more from this book than I thought, but then I will say, like, the last act, I forgot a bunch of stuff. I was so glad I'm rereading this. But I did a mix of the listen and read.
Okay.
Because I'm doing other things and I've already read it, and I'm like, I got shit going on.
Also, I think it's funny that you listen to books at like 1.5 speed. You listen to everything at like 1.5 speed.
1.7.
It's so weird to me because like,
Well, I don't listen to podcasts fast.
Okay. All
But
right.
it automatically will, like, if
Can
I
you
have
imagine listening to ours fast? It would be like we were chipmunks.
I did one time because I had to find a break spot I had to edit, and it was like you and me going. And I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. I was like, everybody should listen at
listen to
1.5
us.
speed. It's amazing. No, but I listen at 1.7 because remember, I've already read it, so it's a lot of like a refresher. Sometimes I would slow it down because actually, when I listened to the end and I had to slow it down because I was like, whoa, so much is happening.
Yeah.
And I didn't remember, but I've been listening on Spotify.
Okay. Oh, really?
So Spotify, this is not a plug, people. We're not getting sponsored.
Yeah. Nobody sponsors us.
I do my music through Spotify, and then they have all this. It's like all these books. It's like included in your premium. So the first, because I pay for it.
Okay.
I like no commercial, all that. So
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I pay for the premium version. So I've been listening through that, and the first 3 books are available to listen to with it. But because this book is so fucking long, in 23 hours,
Yeah.
I didn't know that you only get so many credits a month.
What do you mean?
You get 15 hours of listening credits a month, which for a normal person would be normal. Because you're like, yeah, most books are 8 to 10 hours,
yeah.
maybe.
Yeah.
Depending on the book. And that's a longer book. Shorter
Yeah.
books like 6 hours. And so I'm reading this. I got 2 hours left and I'm listening because I haven't finished it. I didn't finish it on the trip that we did. And I was like, oh God, I got to finish this. And I was working in the house and doing stuff. So then I listened to it.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, you just maxed out your hours. I've never known that I had a limit. Out of all the times I've listened to audiobooks over the years, I did not know there was a limit.
Is it a like you have so many? Is it month to month? Like
Yes.
first
So
to the first, or is it like
no? It's your subscription.
Okay.
So I think mine re-ups the 12th. So in 2 days. And so I was like, oh shit, it's after we record. So you can add on an audiobook thing for an extra 15 hours, so you get 30 hours a month.
Okay.
And it's like another $11.99. And I did it for the free trial so I could get this shit done. because I have the physical book, but like I was working and doing stuff, and I was like, I'm not gonna. I know myself. I'm doing all this other stuff I needed to get done because we've been gone. So I was like, I won't sit down. So I just got the free trial. So yeah, because the book's so long, I've never had this problem before.
I never like
I didn't even know it was a thing.
I didn't know that was a thing either. And I have an Audible subscription. Again, none of this is sponsored. Like,
I used to do Audible.
This is just like us purely talking. Like nobody pays us for anything. But
don't you? That'd be nice.
I've had an Audible subscription for years because of driving back and forth
for work.
Into town. And I always listen to stuff. And honestly, I usually have like 2 or 3 books going at a time. And it just depends like
the mood.
Because I'm like going in vibes are different than coming home vibes.
Yeah. Coming home, you're like, smut.
And going in, I'm like, usually I want something
like a
uplifting.
Virus. Or you're listening to a Contagion thing or something.
Yeah. I'm like uplifting, like a virus. So it doesn't matter if it takes you forever to get through it or very little time.
I've done Audible, but I haven't done Audible in a while because I also have Spotify, which has a ton of free books on it. I just didn't know you were actually like that's limited because I've never had to listen to a 48-hour book.
Yeah.
So now I know.
Well, I'm also really glad that we had a couple days between like me finishing the book and recording this because I finished the book on, I think it was like Wednesday night when I called you.
Yeah.
It was like at night.
Like, it was like 10 o'clock at night.
About it. I know. And I was like, I finished the book and I'm so freaking mad.
I was like, save it for the pod.
And I was like, I hate this book. I hate these characters.
No, you
like,
love the characters. That's why you're so mad.
I hate everything. I thought Tamlin was a bitch in book 1 and then I read book 2 and now I hate him even more. Book 2 was like, hold my beer. And I've never wanted to kick an imaginary character in the nuts so bad. But I will say, in having a couple days to process, I've come down a little bit off of the anger.
Yeah,
and I'm
now
like,
you can rationally talk about the book.
Now I'm like appreciating book 2 a little bit more. And I'm like, okay, all right.
Okay, so we'll start with your rating for the book out of 5 stars.
Okay. 4.
Okay.
I really enjoyed it. I loved the new world. I love the new world that
was I right though?
You were,
that it opens up.
I love the new world that she introduces you to. I love the idea and the concept of Velaris. I feel like in reading book 2, it changes my complete perspective on book 1, and it makes me want to go back and reread book 1 because in looking at it through what you know from Rhysand, all of book 1 changes, and I really
what's so weird though
appreciated
is,
that.
Like, we'll have to get into it, but like I interpreted Rhys's stuff like how she wrote it.
Really?
Yeah.
What
the first time. Like how
you mean like how she wrote it in book 2 and like had already like predetermined what it was going to mean?
Like in book 2 when she describes it, his interactions with her from book 1. That's how I read them in book 1.
Really?
Yeah. It was so weird. Like I don't know. Yeah.
Oh, and I mean, we all know like subtlety is not my strong suit.
But like I said, I didn't like Tamlin. I thought he was an abusive dick.
Yeah.
And when you read people who break it down, they're like, you just were oblivious because Sarah J. Is it Maas or Maas?
I don't know.
But she was very subtle, but she laid it out and was like, oh, he would fly off the hinges, and then he would bring her roses the next day as an apology.
Yeah.
Like an abusive boyfriend, husband, and
I
all this stuff. And you're like, yeah.
Yeah, it was a little triggering.
It was, yeah.
And I will say definitely in book 2, the beginning, very triggering for me. The controlling aspect.
Okay, so we'll get to that.
Yeah.
We'll get to that.
Was,
okay.
Yeah. So I think the only thing that keeps it from being like 5 stars for me is that I really didn't like the end.
Oh yeah, but it's a series that she's like, I gotta lead you to the next book.
I know, but I don't know.
No, I loved it.
Sometimes I just don't agree with her like writing choices. Like I'm like, I don't feel like that's what would happen.
I feel like this was 5 stars for me because the first book I would give it 4 stars, 3.5, just because, you know, I don't, especially knowing all her books, I don't think it's her best book. And I would say 4.5, 5 for this because the entire thing, I'm just enthralled. I just want to keep reading. Yeah. I just don't have there's no parts in it where I'm like, this is boring.
I could go up to 4.5 because
I'm
you're
not
right.
bored at all.
I really did want to just like keep reading.
Yeah. And so what was your spice rating?
So what was the last time I was like 1 is none and 2?
And I was like, no, 0 peppers is none.
I know. Mom said the same thing when she listened to the episode. She was like, no, 0.
But then you know what Gare said to me? He's like, but if it's a scale of 1 to 5, 1 is 0. And I'm like, shut
That's
up,
what I
Gare.
said.
I'm like, nobody asked you, sir. Don't mansplain spice to me.
I'm like, 1 is none. So based off of your rating, I would say like maybe like 1.5, 2. Based off of my rating, where 1 is none, I would say like 3.
I think 3 is accurate.
Oh, okay.
I think because there's a lot of slow burn.
I was gonna say
and
there's a lot
tension,
more
but then
anticipation.
once they like get together, I was glad I was listening because I was like, I would have skipped ahead. It was so long. They're like, and then they did it again, and then again, and I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, that's what I was like. Maybe this is why they're fairies, because like real people wouldn't do it that many times.
Yeah, well, they're like feral little fairies who are like into each other. Yeah, it's like, yeah, okay. I just want like one more overview thing. Like, do you have a favorite part or a thing in the book that sticks out to you that you're like, oh my god, just like obsessed, or a scene or a character or something?
So there's a couple things. Chapter 54, not chapter 55, was my favorite chapter. So if you are a hardcore ACOTAR fan, you know that chapter 55 is where they get it on. Rhys and Feyre get it on. They realize that they're mates, and that's the first time they like do it.
Yeah.
And so there was a lot of stuff online, like when I was like kind of like looking around for like merch and stuff like that, and I didn't get this. It was like a Campbell's soup, and it said chapter 55, and I was like, I don't get it. Like, why is this? Why is chapter 55 on a soup can? Like, I was just like, is this like a nod to like Andy Warhol? Like, I had no idea. And then even after reading chapter 55, I still didn't get it. And I was like,
you're like Googling, why are people?
And I was like, oh, because feeding your mate is like a big
we'll
thing.
get into that.
And, yeah.
And stuff, but yeah.
But for me, chapter 54 is where Rhys shows up at the cabin, and
it tells her everything.
And he tells her everything from the very
She's like,
beginning.
tell me everything. And he's like, okay.
And I was like, this is the first time I've liked that this long-winded bitch is long-winded.
Yeah, because she's breaking
like,
it all down.
Very detailed, like,
she
explanation.
Definitely gives you the goods. She doesn't
yeah.
ever make you wonder. She's like, did you want to know? Let me tell you.
And I will say, when I finished that chapter, I was like, that was amazing. That was the best. And I actually knew chapter 55 was when they were going to get it on. And I was like, okay, I'm going to stop right here. I knew the smut was coming.
And you're like,
and
oh,
I stopped.
wow.
But it's also the chapter I went back and read last night, because I felt out of the entire book, it was the most revealing.
It is the most revealing.
And I just
you learn a lot.
I had listened to the whole book, and then I went back and read it, chapter last night.
My main problem is my main way of remembering, I'm a visual person. So when I was in high school and I had to study Spanish, I would put the male like nouns and verbs and stuff on in blue on the left and the female on the right in pink, and that's how I could remember for the test.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm that visual of a learner.
Yeah.
And like mom always says, if she tells me a list of things to do, I'll get the first 2 and I don't remember the last. Like it's like 5 or 6 things and I hear the first 2 and then I'm like, what? So like for me, audiobooks are not great because I don't feel like if it's a book I'm super into, I'm not going to absorb it. But I'm the same way. I read that section instead of listening because I knew that was coming up and that's what was going to happen. And I wanted to read it. Because like I said, I was listening last night to the ending. I told you I finished it yesterday, and we'll get to all that stuff that happens. But I had to like keep rewinding it because like I tend to drift. Even if I'm sitting there doing nothing else intentionally. Sometimes I'll listen with the book in front of me.
Okay.
Because then I'm like, it's 1.7 speed, so it's really fast, but then I'm flipping through and I'm seeing it with my eyes, and then I retain it.
I can't do both at the same time. I learned that when I was in grad school.
Yeah, you have to do one or the other.
A lot of the classes were recorded, and I couldn't listen to it and watch a presentation at the same time. I had to do one or the other. So
for me, it's better. It's
I
an
had
interaction.
to listen to it and not look at anything, or I had to watch it and not listen to anything. It's like my brain is the reason like Jeopardy is hard for me, because he's reading it and you're
distracted
reading it
by
at the same time, and I'm like, my brain doesn't work that way. I either need to hear it or I need to read it for myself, but I can't have you read it to me while I'm reading.
Yeah, weirdly, like the audio hearing it works for me if I have visuals to go with it. If I'm just sitting there and I don't have a visual and I'm just trying to listen and like space out and focus on the audio, I will not. Like it's like, God help me.
In the vein of like Jessica doesn't get subtlety, when you see the little swag stuff and it's all like ACOTAR themed and it said Suriel Tea Company, did you understand that?
Oh, no.
Okay, so I kind of put this together last night. So it'll be like Suriel Tea Company because you get the tea from the Suriel.
Oh. I'm such an idiot.
I didn't get that. Like,
yeah, that's
I was just
hilarious.
Like, I was like, maybe it's later in the book and they go to like a tea shop and there's cereals there. Like, I have no
I'm like,
idea.
were they drinking tea when she captured the cereal?
But the cereal is this character that tells you the truth.
It
gives
Fae
you all the
if you catch
the tea.
Yeah, if you catch him, which he's really hard to trap.
Yeah,
but
she's trapped him multiple times.
She has, and Rhys has never. He's like, I've never been able to, and she's like, oh please, it's like the easiest thing I've ever done.
I did it like twice. Like it's hard.
I just did it. Yeah, getting into Harvard. Like it's hard.
Like it's hard.
Legally blonde. So I love that she's like can catch him and find out all the information she needs to get out of him.
She's like, bitch, tell me how to save his life.
Tell me everything. And he's like, oh, God, you're so
like, you again? Ugh.
He's like, I thought I already told you everything. I told you stay with the High Fae Lord.
But I was wondering, do Yankees know that, like, Southerners say, give me the tea?
Yeah.
Like, do they know that's like a saying
that's
in
like
the
a
South?
general saying. It's not a Southern saying. It's an everybody saying.
But they don't drink, like, sweet tea and stuff like that.
Yeah, but it's not the
north.
sweet tea. They're talking about, like, hot tea.
Oh.
Like, you sit over hot tea and you gossip. Like little English bitches. That sounds really negative to the English. I didn't mean it to be. Like, okay. So let's start breaking into like the chapters and stuff. So like the beginning of the book, she's back with Tamlin.
Yeah,
they've survived under the mountain and they're living their
they're engaged
worst best life together in his Springcourt manor. And she has major PTSD.
And at first, I think it's like chapter 2, her and Tamlin get it on. And I was like, all right, this book is already better than the first one.
Yeah, you said that to me. You're like, we're like a chapter in and we're already doing it. And I'm like, Tamlin sucks hard. Don't get too excited.
And then I was like...
I was immediately pissed because she's throwing up in the next room and going through all this stuff. And he never once gets up and is like, hey, babe.
Yeah, but also, like, why is she throwing up in the other room and not coming in and like talking to him about it? It's not like he wasn't under the mountain with her. It's not like he doesn't know what she went through.
Yeah, but I took it from the perspective of like, you're sick, right? And I'm someone who used to throw up all the time because I ate wheat and I didn't know I had an allergy. So I was always running to the bathroom. I was sick all the time. So I would run to the bathroom. I was so sick I didn't have it in me to go get Gare. And then he would hear me and come in. And so to me, I'm like, it's not my job to tell you I'm sick. I'm dying right now. And he doesn't stir ever or check on her. And then imagine, you've already vomited. You're having all this PTSD. You come out of the bathroom and he's there sleeping in bed and he hasn't stirred. Then you're going to be like, oh, hey, what's going on? I'm traumatized. Like, no, she's like, fuck that. And she just gets back in bed.
I guess I'm just like, use your words.
And she feels like he won't understand because he isn't showing any signs of like strain.
Yeah, but maybe it's just because they're not communicating. They're not talking. Because that's what pisses me off the most about Feyre is because then when she goes and sees Rhys, she can't shut her fucking mouth. Like, bitch cannot shut up. She calls him a prick every other sentence, and she's just like, you're obnoxious, and you're this, and you're that. And she just says everything that, like,
comes into her mind.
And doesn't even think about that. And she just, like, pours it out. But then she goes back to Tamlin, she's like, oh, my high lord. And I'm like, I'm sorry, what?
Every time she's like, my high lord, I'm like, gross.
I'm just like, why? Why are you like so feisty over here, but you're like a submissive little bitch when you go home?
I saw this meme on TikTok and it was like the main difference between Tamlin and Rhys, right?
Is one's a grown up?
No, and it shows Tamlin on a throne and her standing next to him. And in the other one, she's on the throne and he's standing next to her.
Oh, that's hot.
Yeah. And I was like, that is 1,000% exactly what it is.
That's hot. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I was like, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Like, their mentality is so different.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyways, yeah, I was annoyed. She's going through all these things, and I don't mean to be... She thinks she's, like, terrible because Amarantha makes her kill these fairies, like, in front of her. She has to stab them in the heart. And she doesn't have a choice. She has to do it. I understand feeling guilty for that. But it's also, in my mind, I'm like, it's sacrificing
for the greater good.
For the greater good, right? You're going to do this, and unfortunately, you're killing these 3 people, but you're saving this entire world of people.
Yeah.
And I get having some PTSD, but she feels so insanely bad about it. And I'm like, am I just not sensitive?
I don't know. I think
I'm like, just kill them and it's fine.
I think I would, in a healthy way, displace my anger and blame Amarantha.
And Tamlin.
Yeah, and Tamlin.
I would blame them.
But you know when they're like, when she's, okay, so they're supposed to get married and they're walking down the aisle and then like Rhysand shows up. I think the thing that I realized like in this is that Rhysand is the grown-up in the room constantly.
Yeah, he's always the one not taking the bait.
He's the one who like
Controls
shows up to save Feyre
emotions.
from herself. He is in so much more control than yes, exactly, just like my husband. He's the grown up in the room. And he's like he's in control compared to Tamlin. Tamlin's just a little whiny
He's
bitch.
always raging.
This
He's always
man
insane.
is playing chess and everybody else is playing Connect 4. It's not even like the same fucking
It's
game.
like slip and slide. It's not even Connect
It's
4.
not even the same game. And he's saving Feyre from herself. She's like an 18-year-old child. This man's like 5,000 years old.
Yeah,
I was
like, I've been
first
around
off,
the block.
Gross, right? Like, like you're into someone who's like been around for like half a second in your lifetime,
It's a
right?
real spring winter situation there, or whatever they call it.
And I'm just like, I'm like, I think the reason
spring winter.
That's funny.
Oh, I'm so slow today.
I think the reason like that he likes her is because he's made it to her. Because otherwise he'd be like, this whiny little bitch like needs to get her shit together.
I think he sees what she can become.
I hope so. Because I'm like, girl, you need to step
I feel like
it
she
up.
grows up a lot in this book.
Well, I think she grows up a lot, but I'm like, also, like, you need to step it up because this is a man. Like, this is not a child. This is someone who is, like, he has plans. He knows what he's doing. He makes sacrifices.
Well, she
like,
learns that. She learns that he's not, it's not that he's calculating in a bad way. He's just trying to play the long game.
Yeah.
To help people.
Yeah. And she's like, oh, I had to murder somebody.
I'm like, join the club. Everybody had to murder someone.
Yeah. He's like, everybody died. All these people died.
You
like,
also broke the curse and saved everybody. Like,
Yes.
get over it.
Exactly.
Like, I know you don't want to be the celebrity in the group, but like, you did some good.
All right, curse breaker.
God, curse breaker.
You're fine.
That's what they call her. Feyre curse breaker. So she's walking down the aisle. They have her like planning all this wedding crap, and she's walking down the aisle and she's thinking, no, somebody save me.
And I'm like, bitch, nobody needs to save you. You
And-
can save yourself. It's called no. The words no.
And he shows up out of nowhere and he's like, guess what? We're going to start our agreement we have.
Our
And you're
1
gonna,
week sabbatical.
you're going to come with me. Thanks for playing. And he like zaps her back to the court.
Yeah, and then he's like, you're welcome. And she's like, for what?
Yeah, and he's like, did you forget, bitch? I hear everything you think. He's like,
Shields
look at
are
your,
down.
Look at your hand. You have no mental shields up. Everything you say goes down our bond, which we forged under the mountain. I hear everything. Get it together. And she's like, nuh-uh. And he's like, yeah. Yeah, I love, though, like, because I love that he pushes her to read.
I love that he pushes her to like help herself
Be a better
because
person.
she won't help her own
He's
self.
like, I need you to grow up a little because we're mated.
Yeah. He's like, I'm going to need you to save yourself just a little bit
Just a
here.
little.
Like, I'm going to
Help
need you
me
to learn
out.
how to read. I'm also going to need you to learn how to put your mental shields up, right?
Like, I'm so tired of hearing your nonsense.
It's like, these are the things I'm going to need you to do for yourself. I feel like it's like in a human world, it would be like, I'm going to need you to remember to breathe and also to eat some food. Like,
can you feed
like,
yourself
two
and
most
breathe?
basic things in the world, which by the way, I don't feed myself.
I
My
don't
husband
either.
feeds me.
I don't
so-
breathe. I have to remind. Last night I didn't feel well, and I was like, "Breathe, Chrissy, breathe, breathe." I just call myself Chrissy. That's how tired I am.
Oh my gosh, that's weird.
If you know, I have like 50,000 nicknames. So Kiki, I'm like,
Yeah,
breathe,
but I don't
Kiki.
think I've ever recently heard you call
I
yourself
haven't.
Chrissy.
I'm so tired, y'all. God help us if this recording works.
I was going to say GLP-1s are a real struggle.
They're killing
past
me.
Couple of weeks.
I went up a dose and I can't. I just don't sleep well.
And Kiki
after I
texted
get
me
them.
last night
Yeah.
and was like, "Tell me everything's going to
Yeah.
be okay." And I was like, "It will, or you'll
You're
throw
like,
up. It'll
I was
be fine."
thinking, is she going to text me this while I'm texting her that? Tell me everything's okay. And then we had to tell each other. Yeah, I was not okay.
But I love that he pushes her to read. I also love that like the sentences, like the first sentence she has to read is "You look delicious."
Well, because later she's like,
And then it's like Rhysand is the
she's
most
like,
handsome High
You
Lord.
don't hit on me. And he's like, bitch, I've been hitting on you since the moment I
saw
met you. And,
since the first line that came out
and you
of
know what my husband
mouth.
would say? The same thing. I'm like, maybe it's because I relate to Feyre because I don't take a compliment well. Because like my husband's like, I'm like, do you love me? we've been married for so long. I'm like, do you love me? Do you think I'm great? And he's always like, why are you asking me this? He's like, I grab your butt all the time. I tell you how much I love you. I tell you how amazing you are. He's like, I just finished telling you how amazing you are. And you're like, babe, do you love me?
But like he's like writing these sentences and she has to learn how to read them. It's like, Rhysand is the most handsome High Lord. He is the most delightful High Lord. He's the most cunning High Lord. And I'm like, that's my kind of man. He's like teaching her how to read, but also like being snarky at the same time.
Knows that anger fuels Feyre.
That's true.
So he's like, I gotta make this bitch angry to keep her going. And they talk about like how depressed she is and how thin she is and all that. So she decides she doesn't want to be with Tamlin anymore because he locks her in, and that like triggers some major
but I don't
PTSD.
even know that she like has the realization that she doesn't want to be with Tamlin anymore.
She's just pissed and wants to get out of there.
She's just having PTSD from being locked up, and he gets her out of there, and then she's like, okay, I guess I'm not going back. Like that's also what frustrates me.
But so Rhys is always like, you can stay here, whatever, it's totally fine. Yeah, you can be here forever.
So he takes her to the House of Wind, and
just like he has a great little townhouse,
and you get to meet all the other characters, which I will say like them so much better than Tamlin. Like all of them, like love more.
Yes, love
more.
Love them more is his number 2.
Yes.
So like his cousin,
female,
who's a female, and he at one point she asked him like, what is everybody's like ranking and stuff, and he's like, well, if everything else fails,
the 2 women lead the charge.
Yeah, Moore's there, and if Moore's down, that means I'm gone and everything's gone to hell. But he's like, she's the one who can take charge of everything because she's so powerful. So it's like him, and then it's Moore, and then he has this Amryn. Who
I think she's one of my favorite characters.
I love Amryn. Yeah, I'm obsessed with Amryn.
I am too.
And then we have,
especially at the end when he comes back and she's
like,
go get your mate.
Yeah.
And I'm like, thank you, Amryn. Thank you for saying the thing that everybody else in the room is yelling at.
Yeah, she's very like, get your mate, get it together.
Yeah, she's like, lock it up.
And then we have Azriel and Cassian. So are you like more of an Azriel or a Cassian? If you had to pick.
Like which team?
Yeah, like if you had to pick a team.
I think just because he's so much more aloof.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I like to work for it.
You do. But I would have thought Cassian.
No, I think because Azriel is aloof and he like is always kind of holding back, it makes me like lean in harder because I'm like, what's your deal, bud? Like
you want to know.
I'm like, I don't understand. Like I know you're thinking stuff. You're just not saying it.
He's so quiet.
Yeah, it draws me in.
But grounded. Quiet and grounded. Yeah.
Because I'm like, what?
And so like, yeah. And then the book kind of takes off. I mean, it's already like probably like 300 pages in at this point. I don't even know. They decide she's going to work with him. They're going to solve all these problems.
But he lets Feyre be Feyre. And he does. I love that he lets her make choices and he honors her choices.
He never stops her from doing something. For example, he has the Court of Nightmares.
Yeah.
And he has to go show up and he has to play a role that he doesn't like to play, which is playing like the bad guy,
being a dick.
This dick who's like super powerful and I'll kill you just because I want to. And he doesn't want her to go with him because he's like, I don't want you to see me like that. Like, that's terrible. And she's like, no, you have to let me come. And he's like, fine, I'll let you come, but you have to play this role. I knew you would love that whole scene.
That was like other than chapter like 54 and learning about all that was my favorite scene in the book.
So I figured we talk about this scene.
Yes.
Yeah. So like they go into the mountain and she has to basically play like his
slutty mistress.
Yeah. Like slutty mistress and stuff. And sit on his lap and do all this stuff. And they're trying to like steal something in the process of doing that. So they're kind of creating a diversion.
And she's all dressed up and she's
scantily clad.
Yes. And it's like, it is hot as fuck. The tension building right there where they're vibing on each other.
Yeah.
And literally, physically.
Like she's on his lap and they're all like trying to play a part, but she's super into it. And obviously he is too.
And that's where I realized that I like the build up more than anything.
That's when you were like,
yeah. Because if I had to pick a chapter to reread and it was the one where they actually mate and get it on, or this one,
you'd reread that
I
one.
would reread this one.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the build. Yeah, so she's so good though at writing like the tension and the
chemistry between them.
She really is.
Yeah.
So I love that.
I do too.
I love though, like they go to the summer court to steal the book, and she starts getting jealous of like him flirting with someone else at the court, which he's just doing for his job. He's like, calm down, I'm doing this because and she's like all jealous. Like she's so wishy-washy.
And I mean, I told you in the first recording, I was like, man, I want her like to be more decisive, but she still is a little bit like a petulant child at certain parts in book too.
Yeah,
Like,
she is. I do love that they're in the story. They're trying to get the queens in the regular world to side with them to help them fight.
Yeah.
The King of Hybern. So Cassian and Azriel like get to meet her siblings.
Yeah.
And stuff. So like Nesta and Cassian have like a total vibe, which I knew you would love.
Yeah.
She's like so mean. And he's like, and then he's like, I swear my allegiance to you, like helping you.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
And she's like, she's like so
She's like,
different.
I guess. All right.
She's like, I mean, fine. And then like, Feyre was like, oh, by the way, you know, that means a lot to Nesta. And he's like, why are you telling me this? And she's like, oh, no reason. I just think that you're obsessed with my sister a little bit.
Just in case you hadn't figured
In
it
case you
out
hadn't
that
figured
like
it out
you're
that
in love with her.
You're probably going to end up together.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, well, I mean, come on. It's
Kind of obvious.
I mean,
even if I can see it, it's pretty
Jessie
obvious.
can see it, you should have seen it coming. That it's eventually going to happen. And so, yeah, and then we have the whole mating thing. Like, we find out that Rhys and Feyre are mated.
Yep.
And she finds out from the Suriel she catches because he gets hit with the poison arrows.
Yes.
And she's like, I got to know how to save his life. And so they're like, well, she's like, I got to go catch this Suriel. I'm like, they're everywhere apparently. Doesn't matter. Like, they don't have like an
They're like
area they
bunnies.
live. They're like, yeah, they're just like bunnies. And she's like, I'm going to catch a squirrel to eat. Like, they're everywhere apparently. And she's like, I'm just going to go catch one real quick and get some answers. And I'm like, that's like the most unrealistic thing in this entire story is that wherever she goes and needs to catch a Suriel, they're there.
Let me go find this magic 8-ball and just shake it and see what it
Yeah,
says.
you know what I mean? I'm like, there's so many things in the story that are insane, and that to me bothers me the most. I'm like, oh, okay, you're just gonna go catch it again, and it happens to be one in the area.
Yeah, but then she finds out that he's her mate, and she drives me crazy because she
She's
acts like a
pissed.
whiny little bitch.
But then she quickly what makes me mad is
She quickly realizes through a couple of chapters,
Well,
which drives me crazy.
a couple of pages, she's like, oh, I guess like this kind of gets me off the hook for Tamlin, and I'm like, yeah, but
I'm
she's
just
still
like-
mad.
but
She's still mad.
Did it remind you of Mom, where they're like, "You didn't tell me, but if I'd have told you, you'd have been mad."
He knows her so well, though. He's like, if I had told you and I wanted to tell you, oh my God, I didn't even talk about the scene where they have to share the bed.
Oh,
I love a forced proximity trope where they
I just think it's ridiculous. I'm like,
no, it's so amazing.
they're like, we
It's-
have to both lay in this
and there's
tiny
and I
bed
do
together.
love though that she's like, the bed is the room's so small, there's no room on the floor for him to sleep. And I'm like, yes, I love forced proximity stuff like that, where it's like, oh, there's only one hotel room left, and we have to share this bed, and then we have to snuggle because it's so cold, and we're going to spoon. And I'm like, this is the best. I love it. She finds out they're mates. She's pissed. She drops his ass after kind of saving him and giving him her blood and some other stuff and back at camp with all the guys. And she's like, Moore, take me away. And so Moore takes her to this like cabin, and she won't tell Rhys where she took her. He finally figures it out. And he shows up, and then she's like, come in and I'll make you soup.
And then he's like,
That's
you're gonna make me
You're
soup?
gonna make me food, serve me food. And she's like, what is the big deal? Calm
She's
down.
like-
and she goes,
she's
I don't
like,
cook.
I don't
I'm
cook, I'm
heating
just
it
heating
up.
it up.
And I was like, that's so Jessica. You're like, you hate her, but you're her.
I'm like, slow your fucking roll.
And he's like, well, in our
my God, is
culture,
that why I
that's
hate
such
her?
Yeah, you hate her because you're her. No. Did you just realize that?
Yes.
Yeah, I told you. You think you're Nesta. You're nothing like Nesta. You're like her. You are so.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
you're just like her. That's why you hate her. And she's like, "Come down. I don't cook. I'm only heating this up." And he's like, "Well, this is a big deal in our culture. Like, if you feed your mate food, that means you're deciding to accept the bond." And I'm like, at least you told her before she gave him the soup. You know what I mean? Because if she didn't know and she just slides it across the table like, eat, bitch, I'm like, that would have been like awkward. And then that's the scene where she's like, tell me everything while I heat up the soup. I'm like, it doesn't take that long to heat up soup, but okay. And he like tells her everything. You find out that he's been having dreams about her when she was a human.
Yeah.
And he sent glimpses of positive things down
their
his
mating
their
bond.
even before they were like, she was like Faye and into her dreams. And then
That's why
finally,
she like drew the night sky and stuff like that.
and then he finally sees her at Calumet, and that's why he says, I've been looking for you, because he had been looking for her. And you find out he's not creepy. He's just like really
He's intentional. He's intentional as fuck, and that is so hot.
Which I figured, I
Because
didn't
I'm like,
ever take him as
he's a
creepy.
man. He's a grown up.
It's so great.
It's so hot.
And then they have sex for like 25 chapters. But can I just say this? She goes off into this cabin, and she's like, I'm going to paint, which is like a sign of like her feeling better and working through her emotions. She paints all over his cabin.
Rude, right?
And I'll tell you, as somebody who grew up drawing on every surface, I like, mom bought me a drawing table, and I drew a giant thing, like scene on it from Dumbo on it, and she was like, it's your table, you can do what you want, but like I did it in permanent marker, and I drew on it, so it had like a design on the drawing table, and I would draw like all over the place, but I would never like go
into
his
somebody
cabin
else's house and just start drawing?
paint on every inch. And we're not talking like she picked a color and painted it. We're talking like she's drawing eyes and trees and vines and all this stuff. And I'm like, as much as like I would love to do that, I wouldn't do that. I guess she's like, we're bonded, so take it, bitch. She's just like, I thought it was so rude.
Oh my God.
I was like, this is insane. That's the most other unrealistic thing. That and the Suriel. I can't.
Now, ladies, before you wrap up this show, I have a question. That's
Okay.
Right. I'm assuming it's Kiki who was the first one to come across this book, right?
Yes.
And then she turned you onto it. But yeah, how do you come across a story like this with so many pages? And then how do you what
How
made
do you decide to read
even
it?
want to read it? Yeah.
Why did you decide to read 600 pages about fairies? Because Kiki made me.
Well, I knew it for you.
Yeah.
I just really like I mean,
But how did you come
Yeah, but
across it? Did they bombard your email? Did you get it on social
Like,
media?
Oh,
Right.
well, it's all over socials.
Well, why did you start? Did you read it when it first came out?
No, Jessica, it's the 10-year anniversary
Oh, okay.
of the first book being released. And I read it 2 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And I've not heard of it over 10 years. So that's why I'm so curious.
So I love, for a long time I read like nonfiction. Mm-hmm. I was in a,
And
like,
that's me. I read a
I
lot
used
of
to read a
nonfiction.
fiction, and then I was in a nonfiction kick for like 5-6 years, and then I was getting out of that, and I was like, I want to start reading this. And then I read a couple other fantasy books that I liked, and people were like, if you like fantasy, you need it's like all over like YouTube, book talk, all that. And so then I was like, okay, and I read the first, and I love a series though. Like I love being able to dive in
And have
and
multiple
have a
books
whole
already.
series to read. So like that's the best to me. So I'm like, well, if I like the first one enough, I'll keep going.
And I got into it because I was told there'd be smut in it.
And I lied.
was lied to.
It's coming. You got some of it. More's coming.
I know.
It's real
I mean-
raunchy in book 5.
Oh, okay. Is that the one with Nesta? Mm-hmm. All right.
You're gonna love it.
So let's talk about the end and how much it pissed me off.
Okay, so at the end,
The climax.
everything happens. All this stuff's going down. We're not gonna get into the details, but like they're trying to like steal the cauldron to break it, because in their world, like the cauldron is like the giver of
Bible.
life, right? Like
Yeah.
the
It's like Pandora's box.
and so they're trying to go, and they're like, we're gonna sneak in and grab it, and no one's gonna know. And really, it was like a trap.
So, but do you know why when she went in and had the 2 books and touched the cauldron and stuff, she got all like woo woo and wasn't able to finish the job? Do you know that? Like, I don't understand what happened.
I'm sure I know, but I think the cauldron's was really powerful, and
They didn't
I think that.
Because she was like, I need to put these books together. And Aaron's
If
like,
I
never
had-
put these books together.
But I think it's because like they keep talking about how she's so different and she's not made like everybody else, right? So she goes and she's supposed to like break it, and she's instead like drawn. It's kind of like the ring on Lord of the Rings. She's like drawn into it, and she's like, oh, think of it like that. And she's
Okay.
like, oh God, oh, now I want to do this. And they're like, don't put the ring on your finger. And she's like, but I just need to see if it fits, like, you know. And so,
Just for a second.
but just for a second, just
I
to
just,
see how it
I just
feels.
want to see if this is my color.
So you find out that like Tamlin's there. He's working with the King of Hybern. He's like,
Such a little bitch.
I
He's
want
like,
her back.
He's like, let's go home, Feyre. And
Yeah.
I was like, and go fuck
Ew.
yourself. Go fuck yourself.
She already wrote you a note that said, I'm not interested. I'm cooling on you. I don't like you. Don't come find me.
And-
then she has an incident where she sees Lucian in the
Lucian.
forest, and he tries to take her back, and she's like, touch me and I'll fuck you up. And then he's still like, guess what?
And
You're
the-
coming. It's such an abusive
It
relationship
is.
thing.
And the
I can't
best
stand
part
it.
is like Lucian sitting there like, hey, bud. hey, bud.
hey, maybe let's rein it in a little.
Hey. Maybe she doesn't want to go home with
Maybe we
you.
need to rein it in. Maybe we don't need to be so crazy. And
And he's just like,
And
got the
so-
one eye that's like, sorry.
they're like, we're gonna dunk your sisters in. We kidnapped your family.
We're gonna dunk them in this
dunk
cauldron
them into the cauldron to
turn them into
prove that
fairies.
if you're strong enough willed, you can be turned into a fairy who never die. Like, well, eternal life. You could still die, but like, you know, can live forever, basically. And they do that. They drop her two sisters and turn them into fae.
Do you know what I love? It's like the first thing they're like, and when they came out, they had pointy ears. Why do fairies have pointy ears? Like,
Because
like I thought elves had pointy ears. Like,
elves and fairies, I think, are like in the same
world?
Yeah.
Oh,
They all come from like
the it's weird. They're like, I'm just picturing, like, it made me have this moment where I'm like, oh my God, it's all these like muscular, winged, hot men walking around with pointy ears. And that's weird.
it's considered interchangeable in the modern fantasy lingo.
So like fairies and elves in
fae.
Lord of the Rings are like
Yeah.
the same thing?
I mean, no, but they have similar.
You can tell I'm not in this fantasy world. I'm like, what?
Okay, think of fae as like a general category,
Okay.
like a mammal,
Okay.
and elves are a specific species of that category.
All right,
like
that helps.
human.
That helps.
Okay?
Okay. Yeah, that
Okay.
helps. All right.
Okay.
I
Does
also
that-
didn't understand what a shadow daddy was even till like 2/3 through this book, and then you like had to like get out Wiki and like give me a very detailed
I did. I was
explanation.
like, this is a shadow daddy.
And in my defense, husband, I said, "Oh, like my husband."
I mean, Azrael is a shadow daddy
Yeah.
in a way. Like he manipulates dark and shadows and stuff too.
Okay. Yeah.
He could be considered like a shadow daddy junior. So I don't even know where we were going with this. Oh, they come out and they're turned fae.
Yeah.
You know, Feyre's all upset. She's like, from the beginning, she's like, I'm not going with you, Tamlin. You suck hard.
Yeah, but
I
then-
drink your tears.
Yes.
And
But then here's what pisses me off. She realizes she has all this power. She undoes all these wards, and so they can basically leave. And instead of winnowing over to her sisters and showing everybody that the power's been like erased and they can all get out of there, instead she's like, oh, Tamlin, I just realized I came out of this stupor.
See,
and
I read it as like, she doesn't actually realize until the very end that she broke the wards. She
She
working,
knew it.
She was
She knew
working
it,
on
though.
it through it. Like all
Yeah.
this is going on. She's underneath in her brain, like trying to figure
But
out.
she's like, y'all, you know, take them and leave. And I'm like, why aren't you going with them? Like, why?
Well, she can't even really communicate with them because a lot of their stuff's blocked. So she pretends to be like Rhys has been controlling her mind.
Yeah.
And it's been broken. And she's like, ew, take me home. I can't believe this guy's gross. To go with Tamlin. But she says no one else dies today.
Yeah.
Because they're like, they want to kill like Rhys and them. And so she goes with him.
Yeah, but if they left and winnowed out, nobody would die anyway.
I don't think they could have.
I think they could have.
I'm going to look it up. Why didn't...
Why didn't Feyre just winnow everybody out? Because she's a whiny little bitch. That's why. Oh.
People are like, you can't figure this out on your own?
No, we really can't.
Okay. The king is repressing their powers, right? But Feyre wasn't going to go full on power mode because Tamlin would suspect that she was really on Rhys's side.
Rhys.
Oh, Rhys, God almighty.
She is on Rhys's side.
She also doesn't want them to know that she has power.
Why?
Because she could be like a covert now.
I know, but she doesn't have to be. Okay, so here's the thing that made me like kind of like redeem the ending of the book is like, okay, Rhys is a very intentional man. He does nothing accidentally, right? Again, he's playing chess. Everybody else is playing like Foursquare. And so I'm like, they went into this knowing this is how it was going to turn out, that she was going to go to the Spring Court and be a spy. Like, I feel like they knew that was going to happen. That's why they went and got like the bond sealed or whatever, or approved, or, you know, like she has the tattoo on the other hand now.
The High Lady.
Yeah, but I think they knew this could happen. And so this was like the backup of the backup plan. And that's why she was like, okay, I'm pulling the card and I'm going to go into backup plan mode. And this is what that looks like. You don't think so?
No, I don't think that's a bad, I don't think that's a bad
okay.
theory. I hadn't thought of that. That was like their sub backup plan.
Yeah. Well, because I'm like, when you think about the book, right?
I just
and you
feel-
think about everything you learn is that everything is so intentionally done with Rhys. Like everything. It's
No,
planned.
right.
It's thought through. It's, Feyre's the one who acts on instinct, right? But he went and got them, officially mate, bonded, whatever.
Yeah.
And I think they knew if everything goes south like Sherman, this is what we're going to do.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I kind of feel like, just from the perspective of everything's going crazy, Azriel's
Bleeding
practically
out.
dying.
Yeah.
Cassian's wings have been shredded. Moore doesn't have any power because she tries to approach the king at one point and she realizes like she has nothing. Feyre can't talk down the bond or anything to Rhys. And so I feel like she's seen everything falling apart. And she's like, I just have to get these people out of here, because I always see, this is what I always think. The reason I kind of get it is because I watch shows and people are like, I'm going to fight. And I'm like, I don't think that you shouldn't fight. But like, if you're in a situation where you're like, I don't like her, where I'm like, I can go with Tamlin and trick him and get these people out of here alive. I know I can get them out of here alive instead of having him attack them and kill them. Like, why wouldn't you do that? Because he was pissed. He was angry. He might have like struck out and like tried to kill them and like strike against them. So I'm like, oh my God, I just think she's so much more powerful than she like gives herself credit for. Well, she's
and she
also still
probably could have
learning,
like
though.
kicked all their asses.
She probably could have, but she's still learning. That's the thing. She's been learning in the process. So I don't know. I knew you wouldn't like that, but I also kind of felt like she was doing what she had to do to get her mate and them out of there and keep them alive. She was like, I just have to keep them alive.
Yeah.
That's how I took it. So I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, but I was like Amryn. I was like Team Amryn when they get back and she's like, go get your motherfucking
But he's also
mate.
like, I've always given Feyre her autonomy to make her own decisions. Yeah, you're literally her. Get over it. Let her make her own terrible decisions in life.
This woman should not make any decisions.
I know. She really
Again,
shouldn't.
she's like a baby.
I'm kind of like can't remember book 3. So I'm excited to see where it goes.
Oh my God.
Like I literally can't. I'm like, I don't remember anything. I remember Nesta's book in book 5. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm excited.
Well, I mean, there's got to be something about the spring court. Unfortunately, Tamlin's going to be in book 3, isn't he?
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
She's at his court. In the world of ACOTAR right now. She's currently there.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
Don't like it.
Don't like it
I
at all.
know.
Not okay.
Well, I mean, I just think it's funny that people were so shocked that like he was the villain, Tamlin. The people are like, I just didn't see it coming. It's
The
like,
only thing surprising
is that you're surprised. It's like, figure it out, people. Like,
Are there people that really like Tamlin?
yeah, there really are. I'm not making that up. Like, there are people who really vibed with Tamlin. I'm like, they also probably make terrible life choices.
I also want to know if there's anybody else that's been in like bad relationships that feel triggered by Tamlin.
Well, we both saw this thing, and they were like, she was like,
Oh,
fantasy
yeah.
is not
Just fantasy.
useless, because it made me realize
I was in an abusive relationship.
I was Feyre, and my boyfriend was Tamlin, and I got out of that relationship, and I'm like, yes.
And she's like, it did more for me than multiple years of therapy ever did.
And I'm like, I mean, I hate that you needed a book to tell you that, but
Yeah.
good. Like,
Oh
get
my
out of that
gosh.
relationship and drink Tamlin's tears.
And go find a Rhysand.
Yeah. Go get a shadow daddy.
Go get a shadow daddy and heat him up some soup.
Oh, God. Make him some soup. That's all you got to do. Stay tuned. We're going to keep reading.
Book 3.
Okay.
All right, this is Jessie.
This is Kiki.
And this is 2 Girls, 1 Haircut.
Bye.
Bye. Hey, this is Jessie. Real quick, before you go, if you aren't doing this already, please don't forget to follow us, rate us, and leave us a review. You can find us on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, and iHeartRadio. But 5 stars only, because really, who needs that kind of negativity in their life? And if you've made it this far, you're basically family. So let's act like it and share the episode. Okay, bye.